Hi, everybody. Okay, so as far as Bold is concerned, all right. So I think it was yesterday we learned that Will had a plan. And remember how I said that it's weird that he just broke up with Electra and I didn't know why it happened? Okay, so forget that because now I know why, and it's not what it seemed like. Um, okay. So he didn't break up with Electra, as far as I know. But he wants Luna to think that he broke up with Electra to get her on the hook for whatever. And I know that because he had a scene where he was with Luna alone, or it looks like, right? But he's looking at the camera, and on the other side of the computer laptop is Electra, uh, um, Sheila, and other people, and also Finn was there too, and he wanted to make sure that they could see him, and then he's playing the game of yeah, I broke up with Electra because she doesn't excite me, and so his plan is to get her where she trusts him, and because he already knows she likes him. Okay, that's step one. But then he gets to get her to trust him to reveal her secrets or whatever and her plan, because I told you that her ultimate plan is to hurt somebody. I don't know who. I would say Steffi because of the target and putting her picture on the target thing. But I think she might want to hurt somebody else too. But I'm not really sure because she feels slighted and because she's not altogether in the head. She doesn't take rejection well. So okay, you can found you can pound rejection with everybody telling her to leave. She sees all of that as rejection and she can't take it. And so she snaps. And the thing is, when she snaps, she does things that most people wouldn't do. So he's trying to get her to confess to put her back in jail to save the people, you know, Steffi and whoever else that she might think of hurting. So that's why. But I just don't like it because I don't like it when somebody plays with somebody's feelings. I mean, I understand your goal and I understand, you know, your methodology to a point, but then you're playing with someone's emotions. And I don't agree with that part of it. And then, okay, so that set that aside, okay? The other storyline is Nick Maroney is interested in Brooke, but for some reason, he wants to make sure that Ridge is not interested in her so he can make a move. Which I understand to a point, but if you're a grown person, you should just make your move and not depend on somebody else's life to make your decisions for you. But because Nick happened to be at the restaurant El Giardino and he happened to have a table where he could see Taylor and Ridge at lunch, which I gotta say, this is from yesterday a little bit, okay? Ridge looked really uncomfortable being at that restaurant, and I think it's because he's had some dealings with Deacon in the past, and he's just cordial enough. Like, okay, you know how most people can be cordial with somebody? Okay, he's like this much cordial with Deacon, where it's passable, but I don't believe him as like he's pleasant. Okay, and so that's part of it. So then Taylor is asking him again if he's happy with her, he doesn't want to be with Brooke, whatever. So out of the blue, I guess he proposed to her, although I didn't hear it because he didn't get on a knee. And all I saw was this ring pop up, and he put it on her finger, so I guess they're engaged. But that is the weirdest engagement I have ever seen. Maybe I've been too like romanticized with all the movies, but I'm so used to like somebody making a grand gesture of like, well, I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I saw the movie Say Anything, where, Lloyd has the boombox over his head, and In Your Eyes is coming out of the speakers, okay? And then for a marriage proposal, I'm used to the man getting down on a knee, or at least asking, "Will you marry me?" before they put the ring on the finger. That's what I'm used to. So I don't know. Okay, so you take this piece of information and you say, okay, Hope and Carter are going to get married. The wedding is like going to happen. Don't know when, but it's all coming to plan the way I thought. Because Deacon is going to walk Hope down the aisle, right? Okay. So you can say there's one wedding. So are they going to have two weddings? Is the one wedding going to be big and the other one just like a small thing? Or are they not having two weddings or what? Because I never heard of two weddings at the same time unless it's a plot device. But usually, no. I've only seen it in two movies, and it was because the actresses in the movie were sisters and they wanted to have the wedding on the same day. But that usually doesn't happen. And Taylor and Hope don't know each other, really. And I don't know if Taylor likes Hope, but Hope is Brooke's daughter, not Taylor. So it's not like they're going to share the day. So I just don't understand the double wedding thing. I mean, and this coming from a romantic, but it just doesn't fit. I think that, like, and here's my cynical side coming out, cynical, skeptic, whatever, of like, okay, maybe Ridge is doing all this to overcompensate for the feelings he still has for Brooke. Because you have to understand the history that Brooke and Ridge have, that Taylor and Ridge don't really have. Because Taylor is always Ridge's second choice. That's the way it is, plain and simple. Okay? So, I don't know. That's what's going in my head. Now, I may be completely wrong about it, but that's just where my brain went. So, we'll have to see on that. Okay. Bye, everybody.